Welcome to the A Woman on Purpose training to be spiritually full, financially free, and confidently unstoppable. And in this first video, I want to show you how to be spiritually full. I know that many of us have a pain in our heart that we're not really sure of where that's coming from. And I believe it's a golden thread that's piercing the hearts of women all over the globe. No matter where you come from, no matter how rich you are, how poor you are, whatever your circumstances, because I work with women all over the world and we're all feeling the same thing. My name's Alexandra Gold and I am a woman on purpose. I'm the creator of the Golden Compass system. I'm also an author and an inspirational poet and speaker. And I would like to really help the world change its views. I would like to see women all over the world stepping up, stepping into their power, stepping into the best lives, and for us all to have a voice, a united voice, to make the world a better place. So you're in the right place if you're feeling a pain in your heart that you're unable to get rid of. I know that pain because I've been there. But today we're talking about you and how you can become spiritually full. I would like to talk about the two infinite principles, and this is a concept that I've taken from the Golden Compass. And the two infinite principles are the infinite principle of self and the infinite principle of the unknown. Now, if you're anything like me, you struggle with not having any belief, but you're not quite sure to believe everything you hear, regardless of whether it's spirituality, political correctness, or what direction you're going in. Unless you're fully and highly opinionated, of course, in which case you'll be the opposite. But either way, we all need to feel that pain in our hearts. And to me, the only way I could get that was to actually release all of my beliefs that I had and then form my own personal philosophy. And I did that through having a lot of time, a gift of time, and that's because I was very ill with a brain tumour and osteomyelitis, which is disease of the bone, and this took me 10 years. So I had a really precious gift of time. So today I'm really going to try to culminate all of that 10 years of finding my own personal path and my own personal philosophy and sharing it with you, because I believe that the more of us women that can stand on our own 2 feet, that can stand up for what we believe in, the more we can really make an impact and influence in the world. Now, it doesn't matter whether that means in your home, in your community, or at a global gathering. It really doesn't matter. We all need to do this, and we all need to take responsibility of ourselves and our own pain. And what I did come to the conclusion of was that I didn't want to be without, but I didn't want to do the wrong thing either. So the infinite principle of self and the infinite principle of the unknown were born of these two desires. I wanted to be useful. I wanted to give back to the world. I wanted to do it in a way that lifted me up, that I felt really good, and I left back all that fear and guilt and shame, and I got confident with it. And the other part was the infinite principle of self, which means that if I take responsibility for feeling good, for my confidence, for my purpose, for my path, and do it in a way that I'm really thinking in my feminine essence. So thinking kindly, thinking compassionately, and thinking with the bigger picture in mind, not just myself, then I will be getting all the things that I desire. And I also needed to find out my self-worth. So today I want you to really consider your self-worth, because you are needed. You are desperately needed in the world today. There's never been a greater time in history when women have had the chance and ability to change the world and change history and change the old doctrine and change beliefs and unite us all and give us a voice. So I can't do this on my own, and that's why I'm sharing this with you today. So what is the infinite principle of self? The infinite principle of self is all that we know and we can control. And it really is simple. It took me years to get it to be this simple, but it really is. I need to take responsibility for myself, just as you do. Nobody else will do it for you. I came to that conclusion a long time ago, unless you're very, very lucky. And also, if you are independent, you give other people their independence too. We take away the need for control if we're independent, but because we automatically become more powerful, more present, and more able to state what it is that we need, we desire, and we want for ourselves, for our children, for our future, and for the planet, actually. So the infinite principle of self is for you to take responsibility of your desires, of your dreams, of your loves, of your pathway, of your finances, of your beliefs, of everything that makes you happy. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Now, when you first realize this, it is quite scary. I will put my hands up. But that's why I am here today, because I know what that feels like. And I know and want to tell you that it is possible to get out of that fear and create a life of purpose where you are responsible for everything it is that you desire, and you're worthy of it. And the infinite principle of self isn't put there to put the onus on you, because if you're unable to do things, it supports you in that as well. Don't try to do things that you are unable to do. The infinite principle of self allows us to heal, empower, and lead. And it also allows us to do that at whatever stage we are at. I know that I've had to be reliant on people before now, so I understand the necessity of being completely reliant on others. And I know it's hard when you're unable to be as independent as you want. But you can be responsible for your thoughts and for how you perceive things. So take that on board. Perceive the possibility, perceive the positivity, and perceive the absolute joy and magic that can be found in the world if you get the right mindset and you decide what it is that you desire and make it a possibility. The infinite principle of the unknown is where I have formed an umbrella for everybody to live with their own personal philosophy or spiritual beliefs. And why did I do this? Because I don't want to hurt anybody else's child, regardless of where they come from, regardless of what they believe. And how do you do this if you are set in your ways? Now, you have to strip off all of those indoctrinated old-fashioned beliefs if you want to really consider your own personal philosophy. But that's also a really wonderful thing, because once you strip yourself bare of the constraints that the world has given you, you can get in a really good relationship with either your God, your spirit, the spiritual world, nature, the universe, whatever it is that appeals to you. And it also allows us to work together so we can see one another as women, look each other in the eye and say, I see you for all that you are. And it doesn't matter what you believe, because ultimately, throughout the heart of the feminine essence, we have a unified way. It's a kind way. It's a compassionate way. It's a way that moves forward. And we have the power now to find solutions. We have the power now in our hands to change the world. And if you are able, then I think it's time for us all to step up to that next level of doing and contributing back, because that's where the true healing, the true empowerment, and the true leadership show through. And I will say my ultimate healing remedy is to do something good for something else, because it is that give and receive, good karma, bad karma. Wherever you come from, whatever you believe, the same principles are in existence. So where science meets spirit is where I find the magic, where I find the mystery, and I find that everything seems to fall in its place. Magic, because I choose to see the magic in the world. Mystery, because I cannot categorically say who's in charge. I know that there is magic because I've seen it with my own two eyes and felt it within my body and my presence. And I'm sure that you have too. But we need to be able to work this through together. So if you can do that, it's easier to become that spiritually full person. That spiritually full person is where you're contributing in a way that lights you up as a person. So best thing for you to do when you're trying to be spiritually full is to take away all of the fear that you have that has been given to you. And then my last tip for this short video is for you to ensure that you don't carry any unneeded and unwanted baggage forward. You have to draw your own line in the sand. You have to put all of those hardships behind you. It doesn't matter how much therapy some of us go through. It doesn't matter how many tools we're given. There just has to be a mental decision not to hang on to it. It doesn't mean hanging on to anger. It doesn't mean hanging on to passion that can drive you forward. But don't hang on to those things that are going to hold you back and not allow you to feel the fullness of being a spiritually full woman on purpose today. My really good tip for this is find a sacred vault within your mind. And when those bad feelings, those bad thoughts, those memories come up, put them in that sacred vault. Every time they come up, put them back. And it becomes easier and easier because you're closing those off and you're allowing the space of magic and beauty and wonder and awe again. And that's what being spiritually full is all about. It's to find that childlike wonder, to believe in the magic, to understand that life is a mystery and it's there for us to unfold right before our eyes. And the miracles that occur, once you allow yourself the space to see them and you allow the time and the energy for them to come in and your eyes are open to the possibilities, then your heart can be full and your heart knows what to do. And you'll know that you'll have to contribute back to society in whatever form that is. Whether that's thinking a solution if you're unable to move. Maybe that's giving back to a child where you're caring for a child or for a parent or sibling who's ill. That's contribution. Whether it's starting your own business and sharing your gifts with the world, whatever they may be, that's contribution. Or maybe it's stepping into a leadership role that is far more superior to that. It's still a contribution. Each and every one of us has a purpose. Each and every one of us who is able to choose the direction of that purpose. And in the next video, I will talk to you more about finding your own purposeful path when we talk about being financially free and your prosperity. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment below and you're welcome to share it with anybody else that you think might help. And then finally, keep up to date and keep an eye out for the next in the series of free training videos, which is how to become a woman on purpose. Become spiritually full, financially free, and confidently unstoppable.